And now we want to add our columns in. And we've received an email from the engineer, and he said that we need a full 4.5 to 5 inches inside this core. So inside of this wall, and you can see that my line weights are heavy, and that's because of my my scale factor, my object styles. Okay, under here with our walls, and also I can go TL on the keyboard for thin lines. So if I just go and I look at this wall and I zoom in, I do a little measurement here. Okay, it's 4 inches across there, and we need more than a 4-inch post for whatever reason. I'm trying to create problems for ourselves. So what we need to do is we need to make this wall a little bit wider. So we're going to click on there. We're going to say edit the type. It's a 5-inch partition. Okay, and then we're going to duplicate this. Okay, and we're going to call it a let's call it a 6-inch partition. Okay, so it's going to be 5 inches with a 1/2 inch on each side. So we say OK. And now we've renamed it. We're going to go in the structure and we're going to change this from 4 inches to be 5 inches. Click out, it says a total of 6 inches. Hit OK, hit OK. So what we've done here is a couple things. One is we created a new wall type. And two, we changed this wall type out at the same time. So this, if you hover over it, is a 5-inch partition, and this is a 6-inch partition that goes all the way across. Okay, so now we can start to think of our loading a different column, because the original column that we brought in here is not big enough. So we're going to go structural columns. 3.125 isn't big enough. So what we're going to do is go back to insert, back to load to family, structural, columns, wood, Western species, and we're going to get a little bigger. What do we have? We have a 5.125. Okay, so what we're going to do is go 5.125 by 6, which means we have to make our wall even a little bit bigger. So we say OK. So we've loaded that. Now I'm going to go into here and grab this wall. Okay, and I'm going to edit it. And I'm going to leave it called a 6-inch partition. I'm just going to change the inside to be, 5, maybe 5.5. Okay, so it's actually a 6.5 inch technically, which is fine. Hit OK, and now I have enough room to put my posts in there. So when I go to place my column, I go OK, structure. Okay, and I say column. When you place a column, columns really like grid lines, first of all. And when you place the column, you place it at the level you're on. So I'm on the main floor, and it says, if I go back here, column, it's set to be height, so it's going to go upwards instead of downwards from my current level, and it's going to go up to the second floor, and then I can set a top and bottom offset after the fact. Okay, so I'm going to first of all switch to be a different column. I'm going to go get my glulam 5.125 by 6, and I'm going to leave it height, which means I'm drawing from the current level upwards, and the top of the column is specified here. So I can go in and I'm just going to place one somewhere in here, and click, and then hit escape, escape. Okay, that's all. One little column. I'm going to take that section and move it to there, and I'm going to go see where that went. Double click and zoom in, and there's my column there. Structural framing column. So what did it do? It went from the top of second minus 3/4 no, that's the beam. That's not my column. Back to my main floor here. Oh, just a sec. Let's nudge that so it's right inside my section. Okay, we'll space them out accordingly. So let's try this again. There it is there. It's going from top of main, level 0, up to top of second. Yeah, so that should work. Go back to my section, click, click. Top of main, up to top of second. Hover, structural column glulam. There it is there. Okay, so what we want is from top of main up to second floor minus 14.75 inches, right? Boom. Click out, and now there's my column. In fact, this is not the full depth of 14 inches, so I wonder if I can use my align tool. Modify, align to here, this. No, but you know what I can do is I can attach it. Watch, I'm going to grab this column, and I'm going to say attach to this beam. Boom. Now if the beam moves up and down, the column's talking to it. So now I've got a column in place attached to this beam. The only thing is, spacing wise, it's not in the right place. Okay, and I'm doing this the long way just to kind of learn. So we have to look at here and we say, well, we want 1, 2, 3. So we probably want one right here in the middle. So let's take this guy and let's go shift nudge, and let's move him along. Place him right at that intersection. Nudge, nudge, nudge. Okay, there you go. Now I'm going to take it, of course, you can anticipate. I'm going to use my copy tool. Copy. From here, I'm going to go this way. And I don't know, it can't be in that doorway, so it's probably a good spot is right there. Okay. Now I could have also said copy multiple. I didn't, so I'm going to go back and pick this guy again. Tab if you have to. Pick. Copy. I could say multiple. You can also constrain it so it goes straight. That's a good idea. But I don't want to make any more. I only need one, and I'm going to just eyeball it and go pick. Now it is only going to go laterally. That's what the constrain means. It's going to be orthogonal. So I can look in here and say, well, where's the midpoint? Probably right around here. Escape, escape. Okay, so there's my 1, 2, 3 columns there. And guess what else I can do? I can take this column and I can say copy, snap from here, snap over to here, boom, boom, boom. Look at that. Okay. And now this guy I want to attach to that other beam. So watch what I'm going to do. I'm going to take my section line, move it over to there, double click, take this here column and say attach to here. The column is already attached. Oh, so it naturally attached because it was attached. Oh, it's this one I want to attach. Where's my column? Column, attach to here. It's already attached. Good. So now to see what we've done, okay, let's go to our 3D view. Okay. Let's now something's happened to my roof, it looks like. What's going on? That one is okay. I might have done something. I'll have to look at that in my next lesson here, a little fix up. So let's try to have a look at what our framing is looking like here. Let's hide those elements. Okay. And let's take this and hide the category, which hides all the floors. And let's take this and say hide that category. Okay. So we're not left with too much. So there is, let's hide this guy. Hide the element. Okay. So now what's going on? These columns should probably go all the way down to these beams. Right now they're kind of sitting on the floor. So watch what I'm going to do. I'm going to take this door and hide that category to get that out of the way. And I'm going to pick on this guy and say attach the bottom to here. And I'm going to pick all of these guys and say attach the base to here. Okay, you're seeing what you're seeing there is the earth. I'm going to pick on the topo and hide that category or element. Okay. So there's our beams and our columns. This guy could probably get pulled out a little bit more. What is this? This is a analytical wall. Oh, I see, because it's a load bearing. Because I made those outside walls load bearing. It's interesting how they have this analytical model showing still, which is really neat. So that's it. Let's go back behind the curtain and unhide everything again. Unhide element, unhide category. Click again. Okay, so there's our framing in there, and that's going to show up quite nicely in our different sections. Okay, we're going to see floor system, and you're also going to see your beam systems as well coming in. Checking those out. Beams, columns, etc. Okay, we're getting ready now. What's this? That's our big beam underneath. So now we're going to come back and do our piers in the foundation with some footing pads.